Hello all. We are doing the championship between Xarisole BabYagun versus Superatos and GDII. Definitely a loss coming for Xarisole and BabYagun because I think the knight goes here, and if the bishop walks, then queen takes and it's mates. You don't even need the queen, you could just go knight here. And other than that happens. And then bishop check. Yeah, you didn't even need to take the queen, I don't think. I think that was just mates. You could ignore it. You could ignore both the queen and the rook, and that would just be mates, no matter what. Yeah. Knight L10. It was move 11. Because if this, then the king over bishop checkmates. I think. Maybe? No? Actually, I don't think it was mates. Yeah, that queen is very easy to take. It probably was mating. I didn't do the full calculation, but they're in trouble for sure. And probably made it. Bishop takes, and queen check. No. What happens here? Maybe queen check? And what can he do? Oh, queen can take the bishop right now. Have to find the mates. Yeah, bishop takes is that's just immediate mates right there. If queen blocks, then you got no other choice. It's actually mates. King move and then mates. Nothing. GG. 1-0 Superatos and GDII. I think they could have sacked the bishop at the beginning of this game. I think they could have gotten away with it. Yeah. So there we go. GDII. We'll do the Sicilian. BabYagun. We'll do 12. I must say though, Superatos is really dominating here. The only team that Superatos has lost to so far is Nutsyci and Abhinavmartha123. and they would have to play them again. We hope for this to be a 5-game match. And I think, unfortunately, for with Sun and Tom Merrill, they have officially ranked 6th as of the result of last game. Rather than 5th. Yeah, you could just move your knight over, I think. Yeah, and then queen hits pawn or something. And if pawn push forward too, then we know. Oh yeah, that's actually, that works almost fine, I guess. Yeah, you could try for that queen move and then bishop out. Yeah, that looks even better. But it's, oh yeah, the knight will block if the knight checks, so it won't quite work just yet. So no need to defend against mate just yet, but maybe you can. Yeah, the knight can block, exactly. So this looks very similar to an Elsa Gremu Liquid Sun Tom Merrill game. If the knight goes here, 1-0 Superatos and GDII. Bishop out hits the queen. They should have gone knight to j5, I think. Maybe. Queen out hitting the knight. What does that result in? Probably a push to e12, releasing the dark square bishop. You could also put your bishop over to threaten a check on m6 while the queen's under attack. But I think I like the El Pollo Loco man say check. Yeah, I think pawn push here is fine. What is Superatos going to do here? I think that was just totally winning for Superatos and GDI last game. Ooh, snag a free queen and then put your bishop on. No, because queen takes. So you have to move your queen. Move your queen to a position that will threaten that almost checkmates on green while the queen's under attack. So what does GDI do here? The king. Oh, and if you push your king over, then you just walk right into check if the square is if yellow defends red queen. So what do you do now? King over? Pawn push and then pawn the e4 and bishop check. Keeping the, now we have to keep the pressure on this square. Blue has a check on yellow if red queen takes a knight, so blue also has a block. Can red hit the queen and then check? Or do you just trade? Oh, and then he recaptures with check. And then something happens. I don't know. Queen takes knight. Yeah, I mean, it just checks, I think. Yeah, I think you got to go for it. And then either queen takes or bishop takes, but maybe bishop. If queen takes, then the queen is hit with the bishop as a defense. If bishop takes, then the queen takes. So you don't want to take this b5 pawn because the green queen will just go back and take it. Now, what must be said? Oh, bishop takes pawn is fine because bishop can check here. They missed that. Yeah. They missed that. They missed a very good move by red. Green should have lost the queen, yes. Bishop takes b5, and bishop takes m6, check. However, now that the bishop is pinned, there is no take, because the bishop is now pinned to the king. So the red bishop cannot capture. So red bishop can go here, however the king must slide over. Yeah, the king must slide over, and then bishop takes, and then you threaten mates. Yes. So this looks like a good game too so far. Bishop takes bishop. I believe the only thing you can do now is you can push your pawn. Well, that's the other thing. But also bishop or queen takes. Bishop check can stop yellow from mating immediately. Also knight over. So you don't even bother. You don't even bother capturing here. So how do you stop knight over is the question. I think knight over is the best that you could do. And if knight takes check, then queen takes and rook takes. Yeah, queen takes b10. That's just, you gotta. I think that was a blunder. Now I gotta go bishop takes pawn though. I think that might compensate. Knight b10, big blunder. Knight takes c9 was good instead. Probably. And I think you have to capture the pawn now. I don't think you go knight out. That's bad. I think your bishop is not under attack here. I think you just what is knight to f3? What is knight to f3? Like what is it? Yeah, your lead in everything is gone. Green's queen is just too active. too sneaky, I should say. Queens, and okay, yeah, king takes bishop immediately, I think is good. And what do you do now if you're yellow? Check, then green queen defense. Also that. So what about king over? And it stops any threats on that. But now I think just green defends here. And if green blocks with the queen, then you got knight here. On push. Yeah, and actually, you're getting back material here. It looks balanced right now. If the pawn pushes, the queen can take, yes. Don't forget about that, ladies and gentlemen. You could still take here and win a knight, though, but yeah, now just queen takes bishop. You're just losing material here. You could do this and take. It's possible, I think, until the knight moves here. Of course, you have to go queen here. I think, oh, 3, 2, okay, king. Oh, that's different. All right, well, what do you do now? Oh, check and something, really. If you take here, I don't just like being in blue's camp. I like taking advantage of green while he's under the attack. But yeah, I do see where the threat's going. Sort of. But we got that square. If the knight moves, if green has a big attack, then oh yeah, no, you gotta move your rook. You gotta move your rook. That rook is quite valuable. You gotta go to g1. He's just gonna take. He's gonna take that rook, and you're in big trouble. One, 0. Ouch. Yeah. All right. Well, that's 1-1. That was a miraculous win by Xarisole and BabYagun. Yeah. I think GDI realizes he forfeited on time. Oh well. What is the ruling on the field? One to one. The ruling is that he forfeited on time, and so we're going to go on with game 3. However, I think GDI and Superatos are playing as the stronger team here. So let's hope they keep up their time if they're going to win this match. Bishop out, I guess. They're playing the totally standard modern opening. Modern Sicilian Caricon opening. I think bishop out is appropriate here. And if I'm not mistaken, if the queen goes here, then I think it's just bishop takes pawn is fine. And then queen out. That queen cannot go here, I don't think. No, I don't like it. Just bishop takes pawn now. Like, I don't see what's wrong with taking immediately. If maybe the queen comes out and blocks, and it's like 2 bishops for a queen or something really complex like that. Some openings, you just give up your light squared bishop as either red or yellow and gain the attack. I think what Xarisole is trying to say is I'm aiming at your J2 square, you better not move your bishop. So now the queen will defend the J2 square where it's placed. And now, no more attack on that queen for now. The bishop over is an interesting move. I guess what you're trying to do is cover here on F12 if green wants to take control of this diagonal. So yeah, I think you go knight J12. It gives you more options, but the knight on or not J12 on I3, and then K3 would just be a knight on the rim. Right, bishop over. What do you do here, Superatos? I mean, that pin is not even significant at all anymore, I think, because the bishop could go to F12. I guess the knight goes to F12 too to kind of, yeah, you don't want to take that pawn if you're green. I think that's defended by the queen, which is why it's well placed on J4. The knight is the bishop, and now the bishop is attacking the pawn on B7. As BabYagun, yes, you do push the pawn here and attack the queen while the bishop's about to be removed from the board. But I don't think you push your pawn here. It's not necessary. You could do some attacking move on green or blue, maybe here. Oh, but then that just blocks that pawn. Never mind. I like the position. You can move your bishop to the square if you want. Bishop can have more control of this diagonal. And the knight can actually sacrifice itself if it wants, either here or here, and create another attack on the queen while checking. However, the knight can take the bishop, I think. And the knight can move here, creating a check threat on red. Or you could just win the knight here. I don't think you sacrifice the knight just yet on S yellow. I think you do something else, but I'm not sure what that something else is. So really, what was this bishop move, though? It's questionable to me. You could take here, I think. No? Am I kidding? Just that's a free piece. There's nothing to defend this square. Well, actually, no. Queen takes. But that's just after a billion of greens moves. So, yeah, you have to take with the queen now. Now, queen over, hitting the bishop. Yeah. Well, if you go here, then you, I don't know, I guess oh yeah. Yeah, that pawn's vulnerable, so this bishop has to stay along this diagonal. But Superatos is finding a hard time dealing with this bishop. I do something about it, man. If queen over to this square, then just bishop out here. Yeah, and he sees that, so he has to move his queen, I think, here to stay out of danger of red because his pawn is defending that square. But I think, yeah, you move your queen out here. And now you have another attacker on this pawn, though that's probably irrelevant. I think the main thing is to be in a better position while up material slightly. How to do that? If pawn pushed, then just bishop takes bishop, I think. I think probably rook to J14. We have 18 spectators. And like hardly anybody commenting. This is pretty quiet here. We got well, then I gotta say what game this is. Game 3, 1-1. I'm just being simple now. GDII flags. So what do you do if you're green? Do you just capture the pawn on h3? Because blue can just win the rook here. I think you could have captured on h3. Oh, then red would evade the attack and the knight would attack the queen, I think. But then queen takes knight, so I think it was probably, I think you had a chance of taking h3, I think. And now you're defending. The green's defending the pawn still, so the pawn push was just to prevent this pawn from hitting the knights. And now the rook can move if it wants, but like, what's its purpose yet? This is a very well-defended game by both sides. Neither king is in bad shape. Takes d1 is the idea. But it doesn't work. I don't know. To review that later, but what's going on now is finally we're seeing some action. Blue's queen is in bad shape. What if rook or queen takes here and oh no, queen takes is actually loses the queen. Knight to h9. Bishop takes h9. What am I? Ooh, GDI is now invading green's camp, and they just trade off queens? Oh, wow. They did trade off queens. I guess you just go for that, but now red's king is safe, and now it is. Blue's king is safe too, but green is being invaded. Like, yeah, your rook actually defends that square, surprisingly enough, to get out of attack, defend the square. But now GDI has this move. Looks menacing, however, the rook is being defended. Also, still worth noting is that the bishop can capture here now. Ooh. Okay, yeah, that king is in a good spot here, but not after Xarisole takes on e11. Bishop, yeah, I like that move, because now if queen takes rook, then bishop takes back. And you cannot do that immediately. You have to go queen here or something to defend this pawn. And what do you do now? Knight here? Knight here if you're at double check coming, or then the queen blocks, so I mean, the queen has a couple of tasks here to block off here and to defend this pawn. The queen can also sack itself here if there's a double check threat here. And this bishop is actually defending against all that jazz, so what do you do now if you're green? Win a knight, I guess? Yeah, queen to g4 just wins a rook if you take. But queen to g5 threatens this. Don't know which one you take, though. If you take here, then yeah, we'll do seem to thrive on it for sure. Now I think you go queen here to stop to discourage blue from taking here, because the queen can go here next. And like, what do you do? Pawn won't recapture, I don't think, because just queen takes. Ooh, yeah, just queen takes. Oh yeah, and then if queen blocks here, then bishop takes. I think you're in trouble if you're yellow. However, your light squares are fine. So, and there is no correct move order to get to this square, because the bishop is blocked off by this pawn and green's queen, and it's just, if bishop takes here, then bishop takes back. GDI has to make a move, hitting the pawn, I guess, but I think that, oh my goodness. Yeah, taking knight was just a huge mistake. You can take here and defend and hit the queen, I guess. You can also bring your rook out. You have plenty of time on your clock. You can do stuff now. Queen takes f13 is possible, followed by queen check. You could also win a knight, but that opens up the rook. I don't think that was best. Because now the rook cannot get active, and reds can. Oh, but on second thoughts, though, if red just recaptures, then there's some attack on the red queen, and the rook can get active. So Both teams have 2 seconds. Yes, that makes a lot of early players cringe. And this is actually mate, by the way. This is legitimate checkmate right here. This is just checkmates. There's no defense. However, now the king can go there. If queen takes, then still it's fine. Wrong move order. I think there's no way of. I think you could get away with taking on that square. Maybe you just go bishop here first. Bishop here first. He's going for it. Ooh. Yeah, bishop to I11. Bishop takes, then here, but what about queen takes? Well now you just go bishop takes. Oh, the bishop's guarding against that. Okay, I see what the bishop move is for. But now what do you do? If knight here, then the knight can check here next, and the blue bishop could go here unless the bishop goes here. Oh, okay. Follow his move, follow his arrow. I think that's okay, however. Still kind of scary for both sides, but now you win a rook. But then rook takes bishop, I guess? Rook takes bishop. If bishop takes rook, then pawn takes rook. Pawn takes bishop. No, because green could not check because red could capture. Oh, and if red captures with the bishop, then now the bishop check is a pretty ominous threat, I think, no? However, you have to move your king or your you have to move your rook to a square now that won't be attacked easily. And I don't think it's a dark square, but yellow has a light square bishop, so red didn't want to take the. It's just doesn't look good really for blue now. I guess you just have to move your king here, even though it looks bad. Check on push. The green queen can go here if necessary. Yeah. Rook up actually. Kind of bad, I think. Just bishop takes rook now. And rook forward. Oh, I forgot that was not a rook. Okay. Okay. I think the plan is to capture the yellow bishop. But then rook up and queen takes pawn. Yeah. Wait, hold on. Rook up, queen takes pawn, the king can escape. And ooh, isn't that just mate? No, it is not mate. No, you don't know. It's not mate. Okay. It's not mate. The bishop can take here. I mean, what about this rook move and queen takes pawn? Oh yeah, and check. Okay, is that a mating net or is that not quite? No, you don't want to take. No. Let the green bishop do the work. You don't have that many pieces. Don't sacrifice now. Oh wait, if the rook takes here, then okay, what's happening? He's just defending against mate, and he's allowing his light square bishop to get out. Ooh, so does BabYagun have a mate here? I think they're struggling to find it. But rook takes pawn is now a threat. And you don't have anything against the green king, so I think it's still winning for green and blue. Struggling to find the mates. No, you don't want to do that. The knight checks. The knight checks here. That's bad. Very bad. Ooh. The rook up here. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, no. You just go check here, and if the red bishop goes here, then you have mates. You can capture with the pawn, not the king. I don't think the king's best. I mean, I don't get it. I really don't get it. I think that's just a lost bishop, and now Superatos is, they're just lost. Now the queen takes the bishop, and that's mates. Oh my goodness. What do you do now? Rook here. Oh, that was mates. And now Xarisole and BabYagun have a 2-1 lead. This could be a 5-game match. Good game, well played. Wow. Incredible. You need to work on your time and apparently your position in this game. I don't know. This is just well played by BabYagun and Xarisole. They managed to defend green, who had the queen. It looked like green was exposed, but bishop d6. Perhaps blue's king. Okay, well, anyway, let's view the rematch. Xarisole opens with h3. They're gonna go or they're gonna go. Ooh, Superatos is gonna try to counter my attack. Is GDI gonna go here? They're going with the main line of the Icy Sun Rezacz defense. Do you just go pawn push? So if you take, do you know the line? He goes pawn push here and threatens mates. So you don't want to take. Don't take. Yeah. Now you have to go knight here, and the queen will go out here and threaten check here. So what do you do now? Take here, move here, and mate if the green king goes back here. Take here prevents check. Queen here, then still knight takes. And queen here, then yeah, you just take here and get the bishop out of the way and block with the pawn, I think. Now you have opened up the rook for the green rook. The file for the green rook. So what do you do? He can't check you, but I think this is winning material for yellow and red, is it not? Even neglecting the bishop and threatening mate is decent enough. Think you go queen here, or you try to win the rook. If you go queen here, then that looks good. You get green and blue can check yellow. So Superatos has got to think of something now. Something fast. Queen here. Okay, that was a very passive move. Queen to f9. Why was queen to f9 the only move? Threatens check, I guess, and So now it's just red and yellow are up material, but green has an active rook. Yellow's about to have an active light squared bishop. Okay, so okay. Yeah, you definitely hit the queen with either the knight. I think though green's rook is something. Green's rook is definitely something there. I think you got to defend against green's rook. Pawn push or queen out. Queen out and try to trade queens. Like, I think that's what you do. Hitting the queen looks tempting, but you had to go for the... Okay, rook over. Rook to f11. Ooh, that's an interesting move. If rook to f11, though, ooh, I think bishop there is a move. Bishop to one square earlier to I6 was also a move. If queen takes bishop, then just queen takes rook, and you're up a rook. With hardly any compensation except maybe attack. Oh, okay. Yeah. Queen takes. Is there a block? Yeah, you're up material now. BabYagun and Xarisole1994 just up material. 3 clean green pieces. That's what it looks like to me. And like, what does green move in between? It's like he attacks the red bishop, but does that really do anything? Maybe the knight out to... I'm thinking knight to L6. And yellow can develop the rook. If blue makes a bare hand attack on the... a non-bare hand attack on the yellow bishop, then what's going... Oh, yeah, Superatos is not one... Superatos got to trade queens. You got to take on f11. He has to. 3, 2, 1. That could have been the match right there. That could have been the match. And now you just take here. And I think that is winning. Is it not? Is it not winning? It's probably the knight takes on J2 looks menacing. Ooh, what do you do here? Oh, you do not want to blunder your queen. Don't hang your queen. You could trade queens. Oh, you went for that, huh? Knight over, then king over, yeah. Queen takes pawn, then it's 2 checks, and where's that knight going? Just king over. Well, queen takes pawn. I still think queen check, and you're winning the rook eventually, I think. Rather interesting. Ooh, the rook's under attack. They're going for it. Ooh, but that's just not mating yet. This looks kind of scary. You don't want to take now. You want to take the pawn with check and take there. Maybe threaten green while he's busy checking red. And if he checks, then you just take back and I mean, I think you could just take. Ooh, yeah, that rook is just in bad shape here. But blue's king is also in bad shape. Try to find a mating opportunity pretty quickly. Although I think that rook is hanging a little bit. No, if you take the pawn, he takes the rook. Oh well. If you take the pawn, he takes the rook. You take the rook. If you take the pawn, the bishop takes back. Right. So I guess you're giving up the bishop? Hmm. Ooh, what do you do now? I think you just gave back material now. Red knight can hit blue queen, but I don't think that's enough. I think you gotta defend that pawn on J14, no? Oh, but then that knight will also check. That's a good move, I think. But then the knight will check red, so I think you're in trouble. The knight will not be able to. You don't want to fumble that knight. You move the knight to d4. It's taken by the bishop. The blue queen can go there stay there if it wants. And now what? Queen takes pawn. Which one does blue want to snag? Is it the J13 one? Yeah, I think it is. Yellow queen is currently safe, but is yellow king safe? That's a problem. The knight is going to hit, jump over to. Ooh, yeah. This is just could be a little bit troubling for yellow here. However, the knights, you don't want to move the knight to the wrong square, otherwise. Oh, that's a blunder. That's a knight blunder. That's just bishop takes knight. You also could take the green knight, and now the green. Yellow queen can go. Ooh, wait. Yellow queen can go check. Oh, but then knight here. This doesn't look very comfortable. Now just queen check. Ugh, that is just filthy. Knight L8 check. That was the move. Knight L8 check was missed. This could be a 5-game match. After knight there, and then just knight L8 check, pawn takes. What does blue do? Check here, I guess, and red has the check there. But I really think, honestly, this is a blown win here. This was a missed win by red and blue, red and yellow. And now you're just getting mated. Now you're going to blow up a bishop there. They've been just blowing up material constantly. And just mate. 2-2. Game 5, ladies and gentlemen. They were just up a clean bishop and clean rook. And yellow just weakened his position enough. Now he's just mated. Yeah, you were. In fact, I think trading queens was the optimal move here. Wait, where was it? The green. Oh, okay, got it. So the blue kept the queen. All right, we go. The Sicilian here. My goodness. What a match. This is game 5. So can we see a draw on board for game 6? That would be exciting. Very close match though, honestly. The dream. Definitely the dream is to see game 6. The number of server draws is like 1 in 1,000. One day everybody's going to get so good at 4-player chess though that draws will occur 1 every 10 times, and then it'll just be like Magnus and Fabiano eventually. If knight takes pawn, then knight takes pawn as well. BabYagun has been known to make a move that makes sense to him, so it would have to be Xarisole1994's arrow that signals knight takes k4. Knight takes d11 should have worked there, probably, maybe. Right. Xarisole is more the type of player to get out of the way to make queen sacrifices than BabYagun is. BabYagun follows theory and also follows his partner's arrows when it comes to Xarisole1994 being the better player. So, what does Green want to do here? He puts his queen out. That puts Red's bishop in a worse spot, though. So you don't want to. Well, the bishop to g12 is not something you necessarily want, but I mean, GDI knows that. He's been saying that. It's just bad to put your bishop there. Oh, one thing that would be interesting is if the GDI likes to put his rook out now. This is an interesting opening with the rook outs. And I think GDI can somehow go after the queen, and red queen can threaten mates. And now yellow knight can get in a very good position. Hard to evaluate, though, if blue and green's attack is going to make any means, and if yellow and red are going to get a positional edge on blue and green. In fact, I think blue at this point is just making a lot of wasted moves now. I think that the position is starting to become a little clearer in yellow and red's direction. In fact, I think knight hits queen and queen over is threatening a mate that is very hard to stop. So what you do is green, I think you move your knight towards j5 and queen to, wow, I think queen to e9 is very serious. Queen to e9. Queen to e9. Queen to e9. Queen e9. How would you defend queen e9? Oh, but queen to e9. Oh, because queen to e9 results in queen takes if they try to go for mates. So, but I mean, blue and green are controlling the middle, yeah, but they've been wasting a lot of moves. The queens. Jeez. Yep, game 5. It's incredible. This game turned out to be a 5-game match. So K4, K4 rook is out. Oh man. Oh wait. K5. What was the point of the rook move there? Oh, to hit the green queen, I guess. So I think if you're Bab, you don't want to just flail your queen around. I think you want to do something active towards yellow before. I mean, the yellow rook moving out is just like looks very strong. Like it's about to hit the green queen. But I think the goal here is, oh, you can move your knight over. Oh, no, knight takes knight, then pawn takes knight, takes. Yeah, knight over. BabYagun sees it. Yes, I think you move your knight over. I think you move your knight over. It should be fine, I think. Nah, yeah, you still move your knight over if you want to go for an all-out kill on yellow. And if yellow takes the knight back, then I think you ignore the threat on blue ignores the threat on his own knight, and green knight takes on I-14 and threatens check on yellow. Yeah, you just do that. Yeah, he's right. Um, I would think. However, I will say that knight takes check may look like it works. If the pawn pushes, then you don't move the knight. You just take the knight back and you get your rook active. Yeah. Takes M5 is good. Bishop over and hits the queen. Wow. I mean, this looks very complex. No? I think you would have liked to no, you don't want to take the queen. Knight takes. Very simple. Okay, so try to win the queen is what the story is. But now rook takes knight is something. Oh, queen to where can the queen go to defend the knight? On push. Bishop over, hitting. Ooh. I think you just take the bishop. Yeah, I think you just take the bishop with the pawn. And now you have an open file for your rook. I think the point is you don't. He doesn't want the rook to take the knight. And I think you just want to make that clear. Now you check. If check and pawn and queen takes, then you take with the rook. The queen may defend the rook, I think. But if the rook defends, if the queen defends, then you just take the knight. Okay, so yeah, I guess rook takes. And now the yellow has a queen. Do you take with the rook or the queen? I think you just take with the rook. relieve the pressure on the rook. Minus 3 points. Yes. A knight, a bishop, and a bishop for a queen. Oh yeah, you don't want to release control of that. Knight out should look like it's gonna hit the. No, knight out, pawn takes, and rook takes, and you got something on. Yeah. Oh, rook takes pawn. Queen g5 now. White queen g5. Yeah, I think green's gonna say, "Oh, I'm going to ignore the knights." Maybe not. Maybe you want to. Oh, he's ignoring it. He's ignoring the knights. Now, what does green do to get active, though? It's a bishop, knight, bishop, a bishop, and a knight for a queen. So GDI could probably get away with a lot of stuff, though. Yeah, he could just get his king out of there, and red's gonna threaten a check. Pawn push. Yeah, I think pawn push here is fine. Take and move there, and it's a check. And if pawn takes, then you just move the pawn up forward. Yeah, you move the pawn up forward 1 or 2. If you move it up 1, then it looks more solid because now the diagonal is defended, and the red pawn cannot move out of the way of the diagonal against the king. So, yeah. Oh, bishop here. Yeah, that check threat is actually a thing here, is it not? If the rook goes here, then pawn pushes and it weakens, so that's a threat. So how do you deal with that? Pawn push, then rook and queen check. Yeah, doesn't look very safe. You can say that. It doesn't look very safe for blue. And blue has a queen here, so you don't want to take here, otherwise you're mated. Rook takes, then... Ooh, okay, green can now check. Green can check. Green can check. And the king could just slide over, basically. Yeah. And red is being threatened here. Does blue have a shot at this, though? Alright, queen could go here, though. And I imagine red's just going to ignore it. He's going to ignore. He ignored the rook. He ignored the rook. Bishop takes here, though. Defends the pawn that the red is trying to, the yellow is trying to threaten. So what do? I think you just move the bishop over. Check and checkmate. Oh, no, you have to move the bishop. You have to move the bishop there. Check, check, and the king moves over. Yeah, and I think you ignore the rook too. Like, that's not mates. Wait, where's the mate? Where's the mate? Queen takes? No, it's not mate. But you do win the queen though. Check and then king over. Yeah, very close. Oh no, you just take the rook. You just take the rook. I think. What do you do now? Rook take, rook check. Actually no. If queen takes, ooh, queen check, king over. What do? You don't want to lose your bishop. Don't go there. That's very bad. So, that was terrible. Oh my gosh, that was the worst move on the board. That was horrible. Rook takes. Queen check. That was, oh my goodness. That was absolutely very, very bad. And this is a match, ladies and gentlemen. It's over. Queen here. GG. All over. Actually, I think the previous move didn't really matter. I think this is mating anyways. Very, very close match. Congratulations to Superatos and GDII. You are now in the top 4. Congratulations. Well played and well deserved. Beat my team too, so kudos to you. Big fireworks are happening. It's a big upset. Superatos was not even ranked coming in. He volunteered as a challenger with GDI, and he's made it so far, and now he is one of the top 4. That was a very good match between them. Thanks for watching.